Hello and welcome to Helen Alice Johnson Artist in a Garden. This week I am in my own garden. Thought it was about time that I actually did something in this garden. So here I am in Alston in Cumbria in the middle of a little mini heat wave. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you for a walk round. There's a few elements to this garden and have a little think about what I might do in terms of a painting for this garden. Let's go and have a look. So I think if I did do a painting of my garden, it would have to be a triptych, because there are three parts to this garden. The front that you've just seen, this is the side, and then the back. And it was interesting when we first moved in here because it was a completely blank canvas, which again is kind of quite an interesting kind of comparison between gardens and paintings. So this is the back of the garden as was, with absolutely nothing there other than a patch of grass, and really quite uninspiring. And again, you can see the front there, but we developed the whole garden into something that was manageable for us because we're away quite a lot, but that still was quite pretty and interesting to look at. Variety of colours in here, and it has a real sort of wooliness to it, the garden. It has kind of hopefully a natural look and something that I quite easily make into an abstract. One of the things that I am thinking about with doing this garden is having, as part of that triptych, as having kind of two sort of areas to it. So having a more realistic area, one of the panels maybe, and then the others being sort of spilling over into abstract, with the idea that the actual plants themselves kind of splatter onto the canvas and become this abstract explosion of colour in a way that the garden has done if you see it from as it was to as it is now. There are also obviously lots of memories in this garden. This rose has a particular memory, as does this lily. It was bought, and over the top of that lily was a plant called summer wine, which is one of my favourites. Also the blue Himalayan poppy. This was bought from the Himalayan sculpture park where I visited with my friend during lockdown. We met kind of halfway up and down the country was the Himalayan sculpture park, and it was quite special because we hadn't seen each other for well over a year in lockdown. Another interesting memory is this particular wood pile, which is the cherry tree, which has come from Gamblesby from a previous painting actually, where I was fascinated with the circles of that cherry tree, of the kind of pink circular innards. So an awful lot to see. I used drone footage to help me with the kind of composition on my abstract paintings. It helps just give a different perspective, looking at a view from all angles. And mustn't forget, in any painting that I do of this garden, Grandad's geraniums, which are really a special part of the family as well as the garden. Okay, that's my garden. It's going to be really difficult for me to actually do a painting for this garden because I kind of know it so well. It's almost harder because I know every piece of it, and I love it for its natural kind of cottagey, overgrown woolliness, and so actually transferring that into a two-dimensional painting I think is going to be a bit of a challenge, but I'll give it a go and I'll keep you informed through Saturday in the studio, and if you follow me on that you'll see its progress. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next week in a garden somewhere.